Hi everyone, good morning. This is a very special video about the Jaras Key Dip Tool. You'll notice that I have white piece of paper glued to this instead of the normal numbers. In times past they used the same gauge that I have on here, and it's still inaccurate. It's the threading that's off. It's off by 1.2. And yes, this took me quite some time to figure this out. I was wondering what in the world. I measure with my ruler, and then I measure the key dip tool, and it's not accurate. So I figured it out. I figured out the math is off. The threading is the problem by 1.2. I let Shaft know about this, and I told them, and I said, you guys have to do something about this, change the threading. Well, instead of changing the threading, they changed the numbers. And they moved it, instead of going from 0 to 50, from 0 to 40. Well, I tried it, and just as I suspected, that did not fix the problem. It actually makes it impossible to calibrate properly. However, with just the numbers only, it was quite a bit closer. So I'm going to show you how you can make this tool 100% accurate to where the numbers actually mean something. Remember though, the key is 1.2. What I did was I went on Google and I printed out a pie that has 10 slices in it. And let's see, I just want to make sure I'm telling you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. It's just the way I remembered. Okay. And I cut it out, of course, and I blew this thing up and got things as close as I could, and then just drew the numbers in and I glued it on. So that's how you can fix this. In order to be able to do this, you have to take the tool completely apart. You have to take this set screw out, and it just has to come completely apart to be able to do this. This thing has to be able to be completely disassembled around this lip here so that you can do that. You will find that 600 thousandths of an inch on the tool reading is exactly 500 thousandths with the tool, and I'm going to prove that to you. The first thing that you do is find a level flat surface and calibrate the machine to where it's on 0 and where the level is flat all the way across. The next thing that you do is move the tool up 600 thousandths. There's 50, 1, 50, 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 5, 50, 6. Sorry that this is slow. I'm using one hand to hold the camera, as you could see. Okay, now let's put this on. You see I have a very level bubble, and I'm just going to prove this to you here. I go to 1/2 of an inch. And as you could see, it's exactly 1/2 an inch. I regulate normally with a 1/2 inch of black keys above the white key. Sometimes I go a little bit lower, just a little bit. And for my key dip, I use 400 thousandths standard. I actually like to feel 406, but most people have smaller hands than I do. And I find that you have more control with 400 thousandths than you might have with like 380 or 390 or whatever people use. It's lower, and you can get your action ratio down a little bit more for more control and be able to play a little bit softer. The other thing that I do, and I don't have this stuff with me, it's in Pennsylvania, is I have a 1 pound lead key dip tool. 1 pound key weight that sits on the back of the key, that stands about this tall, and it's round, 7/8 of an inch round, and it sits right on the back. That way every single key is dipped exactly the same weight. So for me to set the tool down to 400 thousandths, you multiply 400 times 1.2, that gives you 480 thousandths on the tool. To do this, you have to go back to the starting position where everything's level and then move the key dip down to 480. So it would be like this. It'd be 50, 1, 50, 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 60, 70, 80. And we now have 400 thousandths key dip, which will need to be adjusted. I haven't done key dip on this yet. I only did keyboard leveling. So this is, I'm going to give you other videos to show you how I use other processes for key dipping and for leveling and things like that in the future. But this tool, as far as I'm concerned, is the most accurate tool in the world if you know how to calibrate it and if you know how to decipher the numbers. And they will not tell you that in the book. They make it look like, in the directions, they make it look like that the numbers are true and everything's accurate. It absolutely is not. So hopefully this helps you.